Before I forget, please make sure to like, subscribe, and do stand on one leg and do other things. And I do not know what else you can do. And go to the toilet and do that, but don't do that. Or, you know, make sure you're doing this. Are you doing that properly? Fucking YouTube. I like it, but you know, people are like robots. You know, they are worse sometimes than AI. Whatever. So let's paint something. This is GIMP, and once in a while I like using it, but it's not something I'm extremely good at. It's just something I once in a while enjoy. There's another program called Krita, which is actually a bit better for simply drawing. But GIMP was my very first program, and you know, I have a connection to it. Before Blender even, when I started with this channel, I started to do some individual thumbnails, and while doing that I learned the program GIMP a bit. A very powerful tool. It's open source, it's free, and it's cool. However, since Blender hit me and I have a Blender channel, you can see what I'm doing over there. I basically didn't continue working on that with GIMP. But I also want to mention I'm not using a pen. If you have a mouse and keyboard, you can do whatever I'm gonna do. And I was thinking doing something universe-like. I do not know if this is gonna go this direction. Let's see. Looks good. Add an alpha channel, and then when you add alpha channel, you can press the delete key when you. The Christmas tree is still there. Hold on a second. Christmas is over. I forgot about that. You don't see that, right? So Christmas. Okay. Well, I can hide this one here, and maybe make this one here full screen. How do I do that? 11. Yeah, that's better for you, right? Yeah. Okay, let's start. Please make sure to like or subscribe. Don't do it. Don't do it. Fuck it. You know, it's bullshit. I think it's so weird to me that people just like lemmings, you know, ask for that always. It just has become a thing. Sure, you know, I like it too, but it has to come from, I don't know, not in this bullshit way. You're not asking for it, basically. No, whatever. So I don't know what this is gonna be. I don't know. If this makes sense. Okay, we have some sky stuff. You can create your own little. Let's make another layer. Your own little. Pencils. This is actually pretty good. This one is good for making, but it always comes with the color. I remember this one though. It was very helpful. You can use it to make planets, but there is actually a good way to make planets. Let's just say I'm gonna turn this off for a second. Copy that, activating this one. Let's say you wanna just make a planet. You can just use this technique actually, I think. Just this one. I'm switching colors with the X key. Like so. And so this could be already a planet, but then you switch to this one, I think. Sizing it up a bit. Switching colors again. Maybe it was maybe like so. Yeah, like this one actually. This is the planet maker, basically, because it comes with a little bit of the shadow around it, I can actually make that. Can make like a, you know, something like that. Okay, let me just delete everything again. Yeah. Depending on the size, the hardness level here. Let's use 19. Makes it, the hardness level determines the sharpness, the sharp edges. The harder it is, I know for the guys, but the the sharper it is, you know, the sharper the edges are. So yeah, that could kind of work. Let's see how this looks. Here we go. Interesting, but I'm not sure what I'm going for. Let's just say I'm deleting that again. You see, I can basically paint in the back. Nah. But I'm gonna delete that for a second, this one too. And this one I'm gonna start with the planets first. So, okay, but let's not get too picky on that. I know, because it's gonna be fine either way. So these are my planets so far. And now okay, when I have that, you know, if I turn them into an alpha layer, I can maybe use it as a template for this is too technical. Let's be more creative. That's gonna be good. The babe. This was, by the way, I didn't plan on doing that. I just accidentally pressed this brush, and I kind of think I did this already in the past, but I certainly forgot about this, if even. So I just figured this out. This is actually good. So let's make a little bit more shadow. So let's see where the light is coming from. Let's keep it like so. Means the sun is over there somehow. Now here we go. So now let's make some stars. I'm gonna save this. I'm already kind of happy. Desktop. You don't see that. Planet. Okay. Yeah, today's Sylvester. A friend will come by soon. I want to cook a soup and so on. Just soup. That's it. No, but I kind of have to cook some soup because we're gonna travel and food gets bad, so I have to kind of do something with it. That's good. Only if I would like to have just simply stars. I could do this actually with Blender, to be honest. Should I do that quickly? That would be kind of cheating. No, I want you to also be able to do that without knowing Blender, just in case you like it. With Blender and other things you can do better stuff, you know. Sure, but This one is just good for being creative, you know. And yeah, AI and so on. Who gives a fuck? Let's be honest. I mean, this is just, yeah, AI is gonna play a role forever. It's fine by me. And humans gonna freak out like they always do. At least they just make videos about that shit. This week AI is gonna do that. AI is gonna do this, do that, not this, but do this, not that. Are you doing that correctly? I made a mistake for 30 years. I changed this, now I feel much fucking YouTuber. It's unbelievable, eh? People, really. I'm also a dumbass very often. But you have some wise things here and there. Well, people don't listen, but it's fine. I'm used to it. Whatever. Yeah. So, this one, let's be a little bit lazy. I know they look more like cubes than stars, but I hope I can kind of change that. I don't have a plan, so I don't know how I would go about that. I thought maybe with blur. But let's use this is my favorite tool. This is a smear tool. You can see that's already kind of cool. Let's make a copy of this. Let's save that. And now it's smear with this one here. Hey, that looks cool too. I like it. I do like it. Let's keep it that way for now. Before sometimes this is so good. You can always do backups. And yes, you can buy this picture for, let's say, 500 billion. Why not? Yeah, yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, I watched Stranger Things season 5, and oh boy, I think on the one hand I was kind of like I mean I'm happy that somebody makes some content which you know, it's good. People should continue making content, but you can feel when the soul is gone, you know. You can see this in games, you can see this in movies. It was just blah blah, and I had to skip I skipped everything. I hate series meanwhile. Not hate in terms of not real hate, but you know, they always so predictable meanwhile, or uninteresting that I don't want to listen to the standard drama, especially in Stranger Things. So I was very bored. I didn't even finish watching it. It's just and at first I shouldn't be so hard on that, but then secondly I was thinking, wow, 500 is this? I'm not sure if this is. Please don't take my word. I just heard that somewhere. Maybe I hopefully wrong. $500 million for what? I mean, if they make so much money, or you know, if the actor get paid, well, it's not the actor's fault. I think they all did very well. I think the story is just already told. It's just there is nothing, you know. I think they to me there was nothing much. Yeah, it was just stretched. No, but whatever. Stranger Things, season 5. But I you know, most of the I can't. I mean, there is almost no series where I can really stick to it and not skip scenes. You know. Meanwhile, I figured out I start skipping almost everything. I already know when it goes a certain generic direction, which already I intuitively I can feel it doesn't matter for the story. I just skip it, and you know, it almost never is that I have to go back and rewatch it to because I didn't get anything. Anyway, I'm going here a different direction. That's maybe for a different. I should too distracting right now. Okay, let's continue. Point is, it all goes to shit. It kind of does. So let's see. What do I do with this one here? I know. Yeah, that's good. This is gonna help a bit. Now the cubes become. Yeah, that's good. Add some. Something. Yeah, I already like it actually. This is not too bad. This could be already it almost. So I'm gonna save this one and save it as a second one. Save as planet 2. So, and save this one as planet replace, and now save it as planet 2. So I basically make a backup, so I could always go back because I kind of like this one. Here we go. Yeah. I mean, you know, again, with I'm gonna delete that. Copy it, undo, and then paste that same layer into that thing here. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Not yet. This one bye-bye. This one empty. I'm gonna add some, saving it. What F11, what is this? What am I working on right now? Planet 2, yeah. Okay. Ba 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 da ba ba ba. No, it's good that how do I say that? Complaining is when I complain about those things, especially entertaining stuff like, you know, Stranger Things or something. I'm still happy people making some content, you know, people writing stories and so on, and it's all interesting, and I really do like that. I really do like that. But I've seen already so many things that complaining is just, you know, very easy. And it's also good, you know, if people have opinions, if you put out a story, you know, some people like it, some people don't. That's what it is. And corporations like like Netflix and so on, you can see where the money is going. And money by itself is also not a bad thing necessarily. It's just, you know, you can, if it's, you can see how things sometimes. Oh, you see, when you get older, you see a pattern always emergent. So first, everything starts with a nice idea, so something cool. Whatever people create. You know, Minions. When you look at movies, you know, the first, like, there is always like some. If the creative energy and the soul is creating something, it always starts out very well, and then over time, they. How do I say that? I'm gonna. Man, it's morning. It's morning. But my point is, people create things, and if they do it with the soul, you know. If the soul wants to create things for the pure reason that something is being created, you can kind of see that in games, you can see that in everything people create. If it's bakery, if it's making a building, if it's a song, if it's a movie or a painting, if the soul is wants to do it, you know, you can be. It has. Not always, because some you also need to become good at something, or at least experience. But anyway, if there is passion behind something and your soul wants to create something, and you keep doing it for long enough, not even necessarily. Some people just do it once and they are really good, you know. But there is a chance that something can come out very well. I'm not talking about my painting right now. That's just an average standard thing for me. It's not going to be my masterpiece or anything like that. It's just something relaxing. I don't know. I try to communicate something. I cannot really explain it very well right now. But basically, to keep it simple, money is needed, the soul is needed, but if something is out of balance, it becomes crap. Or can you say that? No, you cannot say that either, because this doesn't count. Well, it kind of does. You know, the soul. See, things have to be in balance, right? So if the soul is very passionate about something and you really want to do something, but you don't have the needs of doing it, you're also kind of limited. So you will need the bad force, which is the money, the people with the money, which they are by themselves are not bad people. You need them. The good needs the bad, and so on. But if something is out of balance, if money takes now over the creative part and it forces the soul to produce, it produces more of crap, because it forces the soul to create something, and creation needs sometimes time and passion. Masterpieces can be created with love, but it can also be created with limitations. But it always needs a certain amount of the bad force, which is, for example, people with money. I know I'm going completely crazy. It's extremely hard following me on that. I know. Let me think about this. I'm gonna maybe, talk about this in the future again in a podcast or something. I think I cannot explain it very well, but maybe you get what I try to communicate. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Whatever, Let's continue on this one here. So what do we got here? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. No, oh, maybe I could do this one here. Yeah, that could help a bit. Yeah, that makes sense actually, right? That makes sense. I Also have this idea in mind, creating first a universe set up in Blender and then continuing working on it with GIMP or Krita. Copy and paste the same one. Doesn't do anything, okay. But this one, let's see. No. This already looks like a planet kind of type, right? What the heck? How big is this one here? What? Here we go. Oh, it's a beautiful universe. Hey, I see. Oh yeah, that's good. The next shit is the stupid Karate Kid. You know, I think yeah, it's just it's honest. You know, you can think of it what you want, but it's honest. That's what I think. Like, oh, Karate Kid. I like Karate Kid when I was young. I don't need to see the shit again. But you know, when I complain, this is always. It's not made for people like me. It's for the kids, you know, for the new generation who hasn't seen that. I get that. But also, you know, what do you get when you get older? Well, you mostly lose things, you know, and then what you should be allowed to do is complain about things. So I'm looking forward getting so old that you know, walking around and complain about everybody. You know, that's where I think that's all I get in life. Walking around and just complaining. I'm looking forward to that. So let's work with this a bit. But keep in mind it's still morning, so I'm just talking a little bit nonsense here. Peppery. So I had once a pencil, like a drawing pad, a simple one. I bought one for $50. It could be €50 or $50, but it broke during the move into a different city. That was actually helping a bit. So while mouse and keyboard is actually very, you can, you know, for forever I did only use mouse and keyboard. You can get really, the better the tools are, the better you know. You can work. The same thing counts for wood. You know, when you have good tools, you can create better things. It's that simple. But it's not necessarily. It doesn't really matter, especially when you're just starting out, or if you don't have money. You know, when you're young, you don't have money for anything. So to understand how things work, for that you don't need a pen and drawing pad. You can just use the mouse and keyboard totally fine. But when you kind of get good at this and you still want to do that, and so meaning you still have interest in that, then you should get maybe a drawing pad. Maybe one of the modern things with the kind of like a tablet one, huh? Let's keep that here. So, okay. Good. I'm telling you something. We're gonna save this now as an planet 3. That's what I've heard people say. I always thought, oh, this is kind of cheating. You can do this with computer stuff. You can always have backups and so on. And that's true, but it's just the tool of it, you know, using a computer to paint something is just a different tool to, let's say, you use oil paintings, right? But even oil paintings, I've heard, is that people can paint over and over and over again. So, you know, so there is in some way also a kind of a backup, but different tools, yeah, a different challenge. So let me just save this as planet 3. You don't see the window, but I'm saving it planet 3 again, just making sure. And now I'm gonna put everything back together, except the background maybe. Huh? How did I do that? I'm gonna merge everything together. Merge down. I'm looking for the merge everything, not down. Ah, yeah. Merge all visible layers. Okay. Now I can get rid of this. Oops. No. This one. No, doesn't work. So now this is only one picture, which is also easier to save. And let's now screw around with this one here a bit. First. Yeah, that makes it kind of more blurry. That's not too bad. Maybe I'm going to use that. Yeah, that's kind of good. So let's see, how do I make this full screen here for you? For you people. Yeah. Ah, you don't see those filters sometimes when I'm using them. I see. Ah, well, it's okay. It's not a tutorial. So basically you just see always the main window. Bloom, I'm gonna use. Different filter. Yeah, the filters you will not be able to see, except I can show you that actually. Let's see. So now you should be able to see, yeah, those filters here. So basically this is blur. This is what I did with the blur thing. This is a different blur though. However, let's give it a try. I like that actually. It was an accident, but you know what you know. Okay, this one here, temperature. So I cannot also work too much on it because I gotta prepare some stuff soon. Falling in love, wise men say. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, with colors, everybody has his own favorite. So you have to find something which you like. Keep in mind, just changing the colors, not more or not less. Okay. That's good. Huh. I've used different layers, that can happen that you kind of get confused, but it's okay. That's okay. No, actually I want to keep that. Mm-hmm. There's also a different approach. You could do the same thing just with a different, depends what you merge down. Where is merge down? I always look for, I have to always look for that. Here, merge down. it's incredible. And you see it changes a bit because it uses the layers. So, but it's okay. I kind of expected that. It works different when you do this when you work with different layers and you merge them. It always some reset. Yeah, I like the green though. Wait, there is another tool, color temperature, color balance, I think. Yeah. Let's try, I don't know if it's this one here. No. The green, I want to have a stronger green, maybe like that, but it also changes the other thing here. No, wait, there must be another one. Color balance. No, I just had that one. Color temperature, color, hues. Yeah, maybe this one. Yeah, I think this one here. I don't see anything happening here. Ah, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Okay, now let's get rid of that. Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't look good right now. I don't like it much. I just want to have a little bit of greenish. But if it doesn't work, then I'm not gonna force it too hard. Maybe this is, see, I'm getting there. I don't know how, but I'm getting there. Let's do this again. Yeah, let's use that only. Let's check this out. Yeah, good. Now another filter. Yeah, that's good. Looks like stardust. Yeah, don't know. That's this one is adding something interesting. Sometimes I just like when things are happening, I'm just gonna go with it, copying that, undo that, and pasting that over. Yeah, I see. Okay. Actually, let's just merge that down. And now no, not too bad, but it's good as a first idea. But this one is better. Saving that as a copy, and now let's see. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now I'm gonna here this in the middle. Yeah, that looks like the universe. Maybe not, maybe it's more boring than that. Maybe the universe doesn't really exist. Could be, I don't know. I didn't check. Shit, this one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Merge down. Merge down. So, okay. Yeah. Not so happy with that right now. But this happens also. It always does. There's always a point where you think it's gonna get better and you're doing it until it gets worse, but this is just part of it. You just have to continue working on it. I think this one, I'm gonna give it a different color. Yeah. That's good. Now let's merge this down. Again, merge down, and here we go. This is my backup. This doesn't do much. So good, so far, so good. Okay. Yeah. Undo. So overall with the colors, I'm not happy, but I'm trying something, as you can see. Yeah. That might be the right approach. Merge down. Maybe. Maybe I should use a little bit of the light, is coming from here. From the beginning, maybe I disregarded that. Maybe this helps a bit. I'm not an expert, like I said. This is, it might be, I think using a little bit of understanding how light works. So the light source must be there over there. Can help, but you know, again, I'm not an expert, so whatever. Let's use that here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Merge down. And oh yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna use here painting it. The light is important for the universe. How to make this white completely like so. Something like that, yeah. Nope. Maybe as an end result, yeah. Good, saving it, and then oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that actually. But yeah, I think I'm gonna duplicate this one, and then I'm gonna get a little bit rid of this, make it golden more. I like that. Yeah, that's good. I like that a lot. I like it so much, I can't believe it. And then stronger. Also, it should be white actually. Why can I not paint on this right now? That confuses the heck out of me right now. Hey, this is the... Why is this not white? Hey? Oh, this doesn't make sense. Let me check. Yeah, here it's white, but this one not. Ah, maybe because it says FX. Let's just, how do I apply that? I don't, it says here FX, but I don't want it to use FX, so I want to how do I apply the FX here? What if I just copy that one here? Copy, paste as a, it's also FX. Paste as a new layer. Ah, now it's not an FX. Ah, here it works. Okay, I see. Then let me get rid. I don't know what a FX is doing. I say FX is the X is the German, but I don't like it. It's certainly something good about this, but I wouldn't know why. Why not? So doesn't have to be a super round sun, more like a fireball, you know. That's good. And now let's I should maybe. Oh shit! How do I undo the undo? Was it not like that? No. Ah, here. Okay, I see. Yeah, because I like that one. Copy that. Yeah. Oh, let's do that. We're gonna fix that in a second on B. Yeah, that's gonna be good. It's basically supernova now. It's always kind of cool, you know, this light supernova thing, a sun exploding is always kind of cool because it creates life and it destroys life. This is an empty sentence, by the way. This is just people like to say that. I don't know. I have no idea what. I just know I like it. I really do like it. I don't know why. I do like it so much. Because why wouldn't I? Oh, yeah. It's your beautiful painting. Yeah, universe stuff, you know, it's always good because there is whatever you imagine, it's gonna be good, you know. Who can say it's wrong, you know? Astronauts, they can, you know, come back and say, hey, that's not quite like it. And then you can say, who are you? Who are you? So, the only person I would personally listen to is George Costanza. I still like to. This is my favorite thing. I should, instead of actually paying for Netflix, what I should do is just buying Seinfeld, the collector's edition, as a DVD box, and I don't need Netflix anymore. It's just because this is mostly what I watch anyways. I check out some things, I think, I don't know. And then usually Seinfeld, it entertains me. I do the FX thing again. What the heck is that? I don't want to do the FX thing. I don't remember that thing. Color. Why is it using whatever. Whatever. Yeah, adjusting colors, you can spend so much time on that. It's like the thing is with the color changing, when you start out with GIMP or anything, when you anything kind of what like that, everything which has to do with colors, eventually what I think is happening sometimes, you're getting tired of looking at the picture and then you change the color and think it's better, but you just like the change, And so sometimes with the color change, you're wasting your time a little bit, although I wouldn't say it. What did I do again? Yeah, I don't know what I did right now. Anyway, let's do this again. So you would say you're wasting your time on that, but I would be careful with saying wasting time. When you create something artistic, you're not wasting any time. By the way, what I mean by wasting time anyways, what is not wasting time? Just sitting too long on the toilet is wasting time when you eat the wrong things, It's also be careful with this nonsense here. Oh. You're not wasting your time when you try something, and especially not when you fail. It's definitely not wasted. Failing is inevitable. It is really. And it's the only way to learn. It is a little bit an empty phrase, but that I mean it's just sometimes people say things which they think it sounds like a kind of intelligent, but it isn't really. It's just people are whatever. But about learning things, creating things, that's true though. This one I admit. Merge down. Yeah, I see. You know what? Let me save this as in Planet 4. Now you see. Let me see. Can I show you that? So one long Starline, music singen, Raphael, Klaus, Blender inspiration. No, it's fine. I can show you that. Okay. That's why I don't like to record the full screen. I always have to check if I should, if I can show you that or not. That's why I actually thought, while I'm using Linux now, just installing operating system only for the recording purposes. So then I have to not think about, private data and so on. But it doesn't really work for me because I need sometimes, my Blender textures are there and so on. So I don't know how to deal with that. So eventually, yeah, it's a nice idea, but it's not really working. Anyhow, so I want to have the sun yellowish again. That's good. Merge down. Okay. Let's see. This looks like an eye, actually. It's just so good when this happens, you know, you never know. That's why I think, no, I'm sure about this. When you create something really, really cool, it's not yours. I don't think so. So what do I mean? Merged, or let's merge everything visible except this one here. Yeah, merge, come on. I made a save here. Anyway, so. And you see, I always make backups, but I usually don't go back. I just like the feeling of having a backup, but usually I don't. Sometimes I do, but that only in cases where I really don't know anymore where I went wrong. But it's good to have backups. Why not? Yeah. So that's actually here a little bit. I like the eye here, the eye thing. Okay. Merge down. So yeah, Klaus, there's a folder Klaus. The reason for that is Klaus is the guy who is coming today, like I mentioned at the beginning. And I was thinking we're gonna listen to some 90s music. This is the theme of tonight. And then there's some older pictures like we played and stuff like this, and when he helped moving and so on, you know, I have some pictures where I helped him moving and then he helped me moving, and that's, you know, I thought that's what we're gonna check out tonight. Maybe we do something different. This is the only guy I still play some games with it in LAN. If games do have LAN, local networks stuff. No. Good, let's do the favorite thing. I really like the smearing tool a lot. That kind of makes sense, you know, the sun is so strong, those you know, it looks good because I am so intelligent that I just know how a sun would behave intuitively. I don't have to study it. Yeah, I'm the greatest man in the world. And I'm also humble. That's my running gag. No, but I think this is what I point that out a bit in a joking, funny way. But I kind of mean it. That's something, when I started out with GIMP, I didn't realize. I just realized that now that this is... I have this picture, you know, I'm not the first one who is doing that. That always, the sun is always... I mean, it has to follow it's like in games, you know, games do not need to be realistic, only believable. And they have to follow a kind of a pattern, you know, if you start with something, then you have to follow it, you know. When you, for example, maybe this could be a little bit blah blah, but maybe when the painting, let's see that where the painting is telling a little story, right? So the story has to make sense, I think. In this case, the star, if you want to see that in this way, the star is exploding and it's creating the supernova, and the supernova is just, you know, bending around planets and swallowing it. That's the moment a star is exploding. That's how it looks. Not necessarily, I didn't mean to do that. It just happened. So it's not the intention that this is the exploding star. I don't like to label things. Whatever you see in that, it's yours. If you see something in that. If somebody watched that shit for fire, man, this is unbelievable. This is stupid YouTube. You know, getting better, telling some jokes, no one gives a shit. I get it. It's gaming stuff, you know. That's the thing. People, gamers, hate them or love them, but they only care about games, and you know, that counts for me too. When I see a YouTube video and I want to check out a game, because this is mostly gameplay on this channel, although I learned, it was a huge part of learning English. It was. I still think about maybe making a video about that learning journey. You know, English learning journey. I learned English very late in life from scratch. I never had it at school. I never had English at school. There is a reason for that. And I started to learn English in my late 30s, I think. And I was able to achieve that. And this channel was a part of it because I mostly used games for reading and learning and orientating myself. You know, when you use games, it's really good because when you play a game in a language you don't actually master or you don't speak, well, you have to kind of survive in the game by translating everything and figuring out what things mean. And games are really good for that reason. But normal games, don't buy games which are intended to help you learning a language. Let's not go into that. I'm too awake. I'm too confused right now. But I'm proud of it, and I should be. So anyhow. Yeah, George Costanza. So I think I'm almost done actually. That's pretty much the painting. I like the eye. This is just the weirdest thing that this just happened. That's the best. I didn't mean to do it. Just here, okay, here's the eye. Maybe that's God, you know? I don't know. I mean, it's not, I didn't put it in. Is it a little bit, I'm not saying that this is, you know, so special that God would interfere. I'm just saying the part, sometimes cool stuff happens, and while you're creating things, it's not your intention. So it's not my creation. It just happens in the creation, and that you can call whatever you want to call it, you know. And it can never be my creation. The thing is, this is also something in which artists really do suck when they, especially if they're getting good at something, they kind of think, I hope, I mean, maybe not the real good ones. I think if you becoming a good artist will understand that you can be proud of your, I think so. You can be proud of yourself and you can show off. There's nothing wrong with showing off. There's only something wrong when you look down on other people or you think you're better than others. You know, that's certainly someone who is successful in terms of whatever you mean by that, is naturally, I think, humble, because you kind of have to, I think. So this is not the best painting in the world. It's an okay painting, but I wouldn't even be able to do that if I wouldn't have a computer, a mouse, a building I live in, which is warm during the winter time. You know, the tools I'm using, I didn't build the tools. So it can't be for that reason. It can't be for that reason my creation. It just can't, because it isn't, you know. The same thing, it can only be your creation if you really created everything yourself, including the tools. And even there, then it's a little bit questionable, because you still need other people to you know, you need food, you need shelter, you need people around you. So whatever you create, there is always another part in this creation, which when you live a life, you can only live a life because of other people or because of the world around you, you know. And so you're always going to be connected. So you cannot be separating yourself and say this is my creation. That's actually Arnold Schwarzenegger said something extremely intelligent in this regard. And you know, I do not know much about it. I'm not let's put it that way. I'm not a fanboy of anybody, because I think every human makes mistakes constantly. So I don't put anyone on a pedestal, no matter who he is. But Arnold Schwarzenegger said something which is a very intelligent sentence to say. It's incredible intelligent, and it's very simple. So it doesn't have to sound very intelligent, but the statement, it's one of the truest things I've ever heard in life, and that means there is no such thing as a one-man creation, something like that. He said it simpler, you know. Basically, you cannot do shit by yourself, you know, and he's right about that. Self-made millionaire, he said, yeah. And he's right. It's just, you need other people. You need other people in some way. And that is very intelligent, and I like that a lot, because it's very simplified. And for that reason, it's pretty true. I'm just saying that. But keep in mind, still morning, I'm just rambling here about things. So. But you can take, you know, if you're offended, or if you want to say, hey, you can still give me, if you, I ramble here a little bit about that. That's true. But when I say things, you're allowed to react to that. You have your own opinion, so feel free to give me your shit. You know. Don't be an asshole, though. You can be. You're allowed to criticize me. That's okay. But don't be an asshole. That's not okay. Yeah, now it's just a simple color shift. I know. But you know, this is gotta finish it anyway. So I have to do some things now. Yeah, this one. Yeah, okay. Let's see, what else could we do here? Yeah, I really like this one, but it's not doing anything for me right now. Let's do the oily thing again. Yeah, oily looks good, huh? Maybe I should start doing oil paintings, huh? So, no, better not. No, I don't want to become like, no, like that. No. I'm a computer guy. I'm happy with that. So, maybe. Never say no, except when you mean it. No, never say never. Yeah. Sag niemals nie, we say in the German. We still have this. I have this one here. What is that? I see. So I have the same problem here. I'm going to copy that guy, paste it in again as a new layer, and now I can remove that. Okay, so And I like the whiteness here. Yeah, it has to be wider. It's the sun, you know. Yeah, or maybe let's use that one for just some sparks here and there highlighting. Okay. And now let's use the burning tool. Hey, that's not too bad actually. I think I'm gonna use that. Maybe more in, yeah. No? I see, that's the problem, that's what I meant before. It actually, not a problem, but I think this has to, come on, hey, let me choose a different thing here. It has to be telling the story, right? Something, I said something like it. Okay, now burn. No, it's calculating it. Come on, come on, come on. I know the planet almost disappears, but I think I can fix it. Yeah, let's see. Oh, maybe I can't. Okay. Nope, don't like it. Yeah. It's not easy sometimes. Match down, this one gone, this one gone. This is also cool. It's funny sometimes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I'm gonna use something like that. I'm gonna save this again. Planet 5. I'm gonna... Maybe that's better actually. Here we go. Yeah, I think I really don't like this one here. Okay, let's try this again. So I was not able to actually make those guys here, right? Tried, but I couldn't. Maybe let's try a different approach. No. Eh? Why is it doing that? I don't understand that. Maybe they're wrong guys. Yeah. I like that, yeah. It's not quite, I think I had something in between which was maybe better. But screw it. It is what it is. A little bit of golden, maybe, yeah. Good, let's play around with another idea. What is the idea? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see if I get one. Brings me to another point. Do we live in a simulation? Do we live in a black hole? Hey, listen, we're never gonna find that out. But it's certainly not a simulation. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. This is people, when they try to be intelligent, I think they want to sound kind of, hey, I figured out. Yeah, we do live in a simulation, no doubt about that. Because, why do people say that? Because the simulation, it looks like a simulation, right? For those people at least. But what is a simulation? You know, a simulation is basically a method to mirror a certain behavior of whatever you want to simulate, you know. So what you want to kind of create a method which basically behaves like the original, and with that you can figure out if the simulation kind of matches the reality, that could be indication that this is what's going on. So I'm not doing a good job today, I realize that, but explaining my theories. But basically we created the simulation to, you know, or we use nature as a template for whatever we're gonna create, right? So when we create virtual reality, when we create games, when we create simulations, which are, or NASA create simulations to figure out things about the universe, you know, then those simulations are based on the template we are using. And the template is nature. So our simulations are made for that reason, that are made to simulate, to mirror our template, which is nature. And then it's so similar that people say, hey, the nature must be a simulation. While, I mean, hello? I mean, this, of course it looks similar because it's the simulation of it. This is the nature of things. What a weird, how do you think now the universe is simulated? Listen, doesn't work, you know, for me. Because, yeah, you can simulate a lot of things, but humans, for example, I would not know why the simulation would need love. Okay, but even if that, you know, there's a reason for love to get, you know, to simulate a certain behaving in human interactions or whatever. But why do we need, I mean, there are so many things in daily, ordinary life, which are so incredible when we think about this. When you eat a strawberry, the taste of a strawberry is so much different. I don't even think we can simulate senses. We can, by that I mean, we can simulate how someone would react with certain feelings. We cannot simulate feelings. Do not get me wrong. We can simulate feelings. We can, for example, we could write an AI, and the AI would be able to simulate how somebody would behave under certain circumstances, and what that would result in simulating feelings. But the feelings themselves, to feel it, you cannot simulate them, because we do not know how to describe feelings we can only describe feelings with feelings. We cannot write feelings down in what they feel like. Basically, we cannot communicate feelings without using feelings as an example. And for that reason, you can only create a simulation. The AI, for example, will always be able to figure out patterns, why human beings acting in certain circumstances in this way and not in the other way. And it can figure this out very well, to the point that we as humans, we cannot distinguish AI feelings from real world humans. But that's due to humans are kind of acutely limited in understanding. But AI will also never feel that feeling. It will only act according to what it predict. A feeling would predict a certain behaving pattern. Whatever. I have to maybe I should, you know, think about this a bit more. So. I like to think about things, but when I'm distracted like that, it sometimes, you know, I cannot really, you know, you see it, My man, you see it. Here you have it, your simulation of a simulation within a simulation. I like it. I like it. It's so beautiful. I like it so much. No, P-play. I'm also people. I'm a dumbass. Eventually, you know, that's the one thing I figured out. But so is everybody else. You know. So, I know that, but you can see. You cannot really follow because I'm not making a good example. But you can see the creation here, so you can see it's an artist's brain. It doesn't really. I know. Well, I can maybe explain it better when I think about it first, and then just focusing on the topic I want to say. That maybe is helpful. So I have to come to an end. I have to really prepare now. But I'm pretty happy with whatever this is. You cannot really see it so well, huh? That's the only thing I always do wrong when I show this, when I create something, you know. You don't see that as very well sometimes in the video because the window is so tiny. When I'm working on, I don't realize that while I'm working on, but you know, whatever. That is interesting, but I wanna copy that. I like this before better. No, not like that. That's a good thing about GIMP. You can undo so much. I see. to come to an end actually. Actually, I have to come to an aunt, to my aunt. Maybe I should work later on this a bit more. Whee! It's beautiful! It's a beautiful morning. I don't know which channel I should upload that. Maybe both this time. It's so beautiful, I do like it. That's really work here. Cuckoo. A black hole is disturbing their time and perception. No, perspective. No, what's the word? How we perceive time will be changed. If you coming close to a black hole, you will see the beginning and the ending at the same time. Yeah. Oh yeah. Ba -ba -ba -ba. I can get no sleep without you. Yeah, today we're gonna listen to 90s music. Because I'm a kid of the 90s, you know. When music was a thing and good. Not like nowadays. I don't know what that is like. I don't know what I sing. Could be that. I think that the problem with the new generation is you guys don't have anything. You don't have any individual thing because already everything was already existing. We had the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Now you have what? Huh? You cannot decide. You have HD music now. It's one time this, then one time that. That's what it is. I think I nailed it. Yeah, that's what it is. It's HD music, you know. It's like, you have no personality. Your shitty new music sucks. What? How dare you? It's true. It's true. But you know, this will happen to you too. This will happen. No, I think I stuck music-wise. 2012, I think I started to stuck. I stopped. Everything, you know, sounds until 2012. It sounded kind of good, and sometimes once in a while you get a good song, but happens less and less. Also, nobody tells me anymore what I should find cool anymore, so I don't know shit about music. So I create my own music now. Dobra, skończymy. Das war's. Ich hab keinen Bock mehr. Ich mag nimmer. Ich mag nimmer. Ich mag nimmer. See, maybe this is not better. Maybe it is. So, that doesn't really matter. It can be, I mean, I had, oh wait, like so. What time is it? No, I gotta go. I cannot continue here. So I'm gonna make a decision. I think I'm gonna go with either that or that. So I like the black stuff here. Oh, maybe if this is a backup still, let's make another backup. So I like the strong blackness here. This one here, let's see. It's never ending, eh? Either that or, although I like this one actually. This is a good combination, to be honest. Let's try that out quickly. Hard to say, no? Maybe it's that. Maybe I overdid this with the black. I kind of like that. I think I like that one because it just looked really... I think that's what I liked actually initially. The idea of it, you know? But it doesn't really... While working on it, where is my filter? The filters do not work anymore. So, okay, as a final picture, I think I'm gonna... or painting. Because I gotta go it now anyways, I would say something like that maybe, huh? Yeah, could be also this one here. How can I make this bigger? That's what she said. Never getting old, this joke here. Or maybe it is already an old joke. I'm just old now too, so that might be it. Yeah. So I think this one is it. I think this one I would say is the final painting. And this is it's always happens. Eh? How do I? That's a Blender short key when I try to move, you know. So yeah, that's the final picture. I want to continue a little bit more, but I do not know if I should. Maybe I just call it a day. That's what it is. It's not the masterpiece, but I'm not saying that it's not a masterpiece. Please like it. No, don't give a shit about that. It's, you know, I have better stuff than that. That's what I mean. So I'm gonna show you what I mean. No, not this one. Here, I made this one, by the way, in Krita. I like this much. I wouldn't say better necessarily, but this one I made in Krita a while ago with the pen and with the drawing pen. So that was years ago. I want to use it for when I play the piano as a background. This one I like. Yeah, I like its universe stuff. I like universe stuff, obviously. But that's what I mean by it's not a masterpiece, but it's something. It makes me happy. I think it's cool. It's good. I like it, but it's not something I. Yeah, where is my? I cannot see the filters anymore. I wonder why. Filter. I have to select the, I see, okay. I did select the layer, it said. Filter and, what did it say, blur? No, filter work again now. Okay, I see, good. Something to this one here. You did every single time, eh? Not every single time, but this is how you would navigate, I think, in Blender. So, and it confuses me. Older! What the hell? Reset. I really hate this function. Eh? So, oh, this is also good in combination with the other one. What if it's just like that? That's also good. See, there is potential in this kind of thing, but as a final one, I'm showing you this in big too, right? Ah! Hey, this is so frustrating. I just wanna move around every time I change the rotation. It's unbelievable. The problem is, doesn't really matter, but it drives me nuts. So anyhow, so there's potential for that. This one is kind of cool. There's the other one. Yeah. And this is the final result, I think, combined with that, maybe even. Could be. So either, you know. Maybe let's make this one a little bit stronger. Yeah. So I'm saving that as the final so far. Planet 6. And all visible layers. And this one has to go down here a bit. This one I don't need. That's also kind of cool. Maybe let's get rid of this one here. What is that anyways? I have no idea. Yeah, sometimes I move the stupid blue line here. I have no idea how to undo that. Drives me nuts when this happens, you know. It drives me nuts. Now I have this stupid thing here. Hey. And you cannot undo that. It's just... I think you should, when you hover with the mouse over that, you should be able to get rid of that, right? But no, no. What is that? Toolbox. Yeah, now I have to figure out what the hell that is. So I was somehow able to... See? I can make more of those lines, but I cannot... I cannot get rid of them. Why? Oh, come on, eh. And you try the undo thing, undo doesn't work. Oh boy, eh. Dot of dot, sharp guides, snap to guide. What does that mean? No. Fuck it, eh. I hate this about this program. This is something I like GIMP because GIMP is something you can really learn by just trying it out. Show grid, maybe this one? No, no, oh my god. Oh my god. Something like that. Show, what is that? Show sample points. No. Oh man. Show guides, maybe this? I'm happy. No, I don't need the guides here. So here we go, this one. Yeah, this looks a little bit better. Merge down. Okay. Crap, where is it? Where isn't this tool here? Ah, yeah, this guy. Good. Yep. And the eye is also here. Yeah, I think I like that. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be it. This is, you never really, it's hard to stop, you know, sometimes, but I think this is not too bad. I like it. It's still not the best. I think if I keep working, I either make it better or worse. It's always this change, you know. In terms of, there is no, well, that's the thing. When you do something, it can be good for you, and it can become better for you, and for other people not. It's, I think that the problem is when, or not the problem, but what happens definitely, what definitely happens when you when you, I think if I remember 5 was correct. Make changes to anything you create, or when you create a piece of art, I keep saying that, when you create something which you consider a piece of art or something, and you show it to someone, then the person may like it or may don't like it. If the person likes it, that's good, and then you continue working on it, and you think it's better now, and you show this to the person again, that it happens very likely that they don't like it anymore. And I think the reason for that is when as soon as you're showing it as soon as you show an in-between art to someone, they have their own, it becomes another piece of art for them. They get their own ideas of what it is and what they like about this, and maybe even if they themselves wouldn't work on it, they maybe could if they wanted to. So you go ahead and make some changes, and it doesn't fit whatever they were imagining, because whatever the other person is imagining is not what you imagine. And so you make changes to it, and that it could very likely just they don't like it anymore. And that's okay. You have to, if you don't like that, especially when you're starting out, I would suggest don't show your stuff too early. Later on, when you do enough stuff and you get used to the fact that not everybody likes what you do, and then some people like it, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, then you can just show, then it doesn't bother you too much, because you're not being personally involved in that too much. So I really, to me, at first, my first animations, I saw the potential. It was harder for me to understand that this is no one's thing, but eventually, it sounds like a cliche, but when you're having fun with that, that's all you can get out of something. Or maybe you make money with that. Okay, if you make money with that, it's even better. But if you don't, then having fun with it is the best thing you can get out of that, I think. So, and see, this is what I mean. Sometimes it's really, I like that though. This looks like the cloud a bit. But a little bit too much. Yeah. That's good. Okay, good. Merge everything. Here it is. That's the final thing. That's it. I'm done. I'm tired now. No, I'm not tired. The opposite. I have to start my day actually. So I have to start the day. So I'm gonna show it in big, in the big, as big as I can. That's what Alf said. Alf, the sexual little robot. That's what he was in reality. A sex robot came to Earth. No, I like Alf. Alf was awesome. I still like watching it once in a while. Okay, good. Yeah. So I'll leave it here a bit, because again, for the end, people, when they just usually if there is anyone checking it out, they usually just jump through the video, which I would do too, and then to the end to see if it's actually worth, if it's actually worth my time. Should I watch that or not? There is so much other crap to watch. There is, what is better actually? Instead of the creating stuff, the universe videos, what I usually watch is the fail videos. I like it. It's good. Anyhow, so I'm going now. It was a little bit of babbling. I know it's always gonna be like that if I do stuff like this. You may like it, you may don't. What the heck do I care? Good, I'm going now. Bye bye. Auf Wiedersehen.